I said probably before November this year. And even I mentioned September, wait for it. And even I said, who knows, probably Iranian team can go with our original flag, Lion and Sun flag, to the World Cup. And we are so close, almost there. And the revolution was started 83 days ago. But this is the third phase of the revolution. This revolution was started December 2017. That was the first phase. When regime, after 2 weeks of killing a lot of kids, could just make everything calm down, as they are saying all the time, the mullahs. And then we had November 2019, Aban 98. Before November 2019, I was here at this building too. And I said, it's coming. And you know, we know it because we can feel it, what is happening inside the country. We are in touch with thousands of people all around the country. And after 43 years of having these mullahs in power, and the mullahs could make fool out of the world to tell them this is a democracy. This is a young democracy, the Islamic Republic of Iran. And a lot of people around the world, they bought it. Not the smart people, like Lord Pollock, but we don't have a lot of smart people in politics. But they bought it, and the regime could do their business. And they had oil. Because of oil, they could buy with petrodollar whatever they wanted to have. They could buy vote at the United Nations, the corrupt United Nations, as we know what is happening over there. And then I can remember when I was in prison, in solitary confinement, under torture by the IRGC's intelligence factor. Then I was thinking about it, how we can control this regime at the end of the day when they do have that much money. We are talking about $100 to $120 billion every year, just from selling oil. And then I said, okay, if I can go out alive from this solitary confinement, I will find my way to Washington, D.C., and I will start the campaign to cut the lifeline of the mullah. And we started the oil sanctions in 2006, immediately after I started there. In my first hearing at the Senate, I started that campaign. And then we said, okay, right now, we worked on it. It took a decade to just bring together everybody. I went to Israel to speak at the Knesset. I went to Germany to speak at the Bundestag. I went to Canadian Parliament several times, and about 100 times probably at the UK Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate, and everywhere in Italy and Finland, the European Union. With my team, the National Iranian Congress, we were everywhere to convince everybody that, look, the mullahs, they are just serial killers. You cannot buy oil from them. It's simple. Because with that money, they can support all the terrorist groups in Middle East and all around the world. They can cut down the people when they want to protest in the street. They can go and do the big business with the European countries, and they can go and buy the small little countries at the United Nations. They can do whatever they want and to continue their very expensive and very dangerous nuclear program. It's not nuclear, but they want to make bomb. It's even lately they are not quiet about it. They're saying yes, we want it because of the security. Yeah, really, we know you want it. Where you want to test it? In Tel Aviv because of your security. And then we know what will happen to entire Iran. It will be a hub. And everybody in the planet, they will say okay to it. But we said, you know what? The Iranian people, they don't have any problem with Israelis. We love Israelis. It's the closest nation to Iranian nation in entire Middle East. And we helped them before. They remembered with the Cyrus the Great. And right now we need help. As the French people, they needed help. When the Nazis, they were in their country for 4 years during the World War II, and the American allies, they came to help them. and everybody accepted. And right now in Iran, we shouldn't be ashamed to say, yeah, we need help. Because our country is hijacked but by the small group of fanatic mullahs who are killing the people, even killing the kids. During last 83 days, they killed, at least we have the name of 60 kids under the age of 15. They're killing them in the street. They're raping the girls, 13, 14, 15 years, because those girls, they're protesting in the street. They're kidnapping them. Who? The officials. IRGC. IRGC is doing that. Basij, the militia of IRGC, they are doing that. They are kidnapping the girls, raping them for a week, like Nika Shakarami, everybody heard her story, and then they are killing her under torture. And it happened to a long list of people. Hadis Najafi, Hanane, Asra. We are hearing every day another new name comes up. All the heroes in Iran, they are fighting for their freedom, for democracy. These people, the Iranian people, right now, they are showing the world that we deserve to have the democratic Iran, which we want to have the taste of freedom finally. We want to get rid of the mullahs, and we need help. To help them, the first step should be to put IRGC on the terror list, which Lord Pollock and MP Blackman, they are. I know you have a committee working on it. It's the House of Lords and House of Commons both together. They set up the committee to work on this case specifically. And I want to thank you for doing that and ask you, please, if we need to help in any case to make it faster, this process, to see IRGC on the terror list, because then, right now, in Canada, they missed the opportunity. Canada right now is number one destination for IRGC, high-ranking officers, to go there for money laundering, to sign contract with the Canadian official companies to build drones to then give it as a gift to Putin. You know, regime is doing every devil activities all around the world. Their hand is there. Khomeini's hand is there everywhere. And I'm not sure if you know Lord Pollock. I wrote a book called Comrade Ayatollah 7 years ago. And it was sold more than 3 million copies in underground market in Iran. And it's about, I found a lot of documents and facts that Iranian mullahs, specifically Supreme Leader himself, have been trained by KGB in Patrice Lumumba University in Moscow. And these mullahs in power in Iran, they have been the agents of Russians. And they are helping them. And they are using all the resources of all Iranians, and they are killing us. They are stealing our money, killing us, torturing our kids. And why even, you said why they should be on the list of the member of Women's Committee at the United Nations. I'm asking, why even they should be the member of United Nations? When we have bunch of killers in power. Okay, are we considering Taliban as the normal member of United Nations? I don't think so. Why we are considering Iranian mullahs who are in power? Let's work on that part to totally send them out of just cancel their membership on the United Nations, and to help the Iranian kids in the street more than anything. And I want to bring your attention to another important topic, BBC. Because BBC is not helpful right now. Probably BBC had been helpful in 1979 for the mullahs to go to power. BBC helped them to organize. But right now the people, they need the media to not support the regime anymore, not undercover, not on stage, and just be the voice of the voiceless, and help the young kids in the street to can be more organized and go and fight with the regime. This time is different. To make a long story short, why this time we are calling it revolution? It's a revolution, and it's a constitutional revolution. Why we are calling it revolution? Our people, we are not unfamiliar with constitutional revolution. We started this revolution 120 years ago. And it's called exactly constitutional revolution in Iran. Because we didn't want to have one person in power. You had this revolution in 1688, the glorious revolution. And then you practiced for a long time to come to the point of having democracy and freedom. And right now...
It's not been that good in the last few weeks, to be honest. You won't shout about it.
And right now, why we are saying it's constitutional revolution, it's the continuation of the constitutional revolution from 120 years ago, because what's the slogan of this revolution right now? It's equality, life, liberty. It's when they are saying woman, life, liberty, it's what? It's the equality between man and woman, the humans, and with the same slogan of John Locke from 1688, which was life, liberty, and equality for all. The same slogan for the Thomas Jefferson in United States in 1765 to 1776. They said life, liberty, and equality for all too. And right now the Iranian people, we want that. And this is the natural rights of every human. This is our constitutional rights. It's not any ideology involved. These kids are very, very smart. And even they rejected Islam at whole. The Sharia law, the Shiaism, for sure. The people in Iran, we have our surveys. It shows more than 90% of the country. They are rejecting, they're saying, we are not Shia anymore. We don't want Islam even. And we are at the point of our renaissance in Iran right now. We need to expose it. We need to talk about it. We need to call it what it is. It's constitutional revolution. We don't want anybody, any person or entity in power anymore. We want to have a constitution in power. We want the rule of law. These kids, they want it. They are ready to fight for it and die for it. This time, with Molotov cocktails in the street, in more than 400 cities, they are fighting with IRGC. That's the first time regime has seen such a thing. And the regime is afraid. The regime is shaking. Supreme leader is dying. He's afraid. And we need to push it hard. And, all the time, I predicted something will happen soon. Next time, probably, when I'm coming here, and hopefully you will invite me, you will not be bored, Lord Pulak. And when next time I'm coming here, it's the revolution there.
Excellent. Well, I'll invite you next week. I'm going to hold you.
Let me give you a gift, and then we are going to cap it. It's the proposed draft constitution of Iran, and which we drafted in our organization, National Iranian Congress, for the future of Iran, because we are thinking about that. We are going that far too. Thank you so much, Lord Pulak, for this amazing opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you.